You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Wilfred After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Wilfred After Show.
Hey, y'all.
What up?
There's that slow and happy music I love so very much.
Yeah.
Whimsical, if you will.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
Whimsical music.
Is whimsical.
Welcome everyone
yeah.
to the glorious AfterBuzz Studio B.
That's right. That's where we are.
Renovated.
And I know you're used to seeing us in Studio A and not having to look at our hideous lower halves. And for that, I apologize.
I'm looking at myself in the camera over there, and I
want
to commit suicide from like my chest down.
We all.
I don't know if that's.
We all do
possible.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Want you to do that.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Bing is for doing. We're here doing the Wilfred podcast. I almost said Archer. We are here doing the Wilfred podcast for season 2, episode 6, entitled "Control," like a Joy Division song or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they were going for when they wrote the episode.
It must
yeah,
have been.
when
That
I
was
when I
their
think edgy FX comedy, my first thought is Joy Division.
That's their starting point for any episode is how can we make a Joy Division song?
Listen, if you're not working to get those Joy Division references in, I don't know why you're writing comedy.
I mean, they're better when they became New Order.
That's a debate. That's a debate we'll have later.
After what's his face killed himself.
Right. You just love suicide.
Yeah, you're
huh?
talking about that a lot.
Jack
It's
gets
because
off
I
on
have
that.
feelings deep inside me that
these
make me want to do that.
signals?
Oh boy.
If we think back at something that happens, we'll think back to
Before
the
this
signals.
turns into a therapy session, let's discuss tonight's episode of Wilfred a little bit before we have to like.
Well, maybe we should introduce ourselves first.
Oh no, I don't want to. Oh, I guess we have to, huh? So let's go in a circle, starting with this guy.
I'm Greg Goodness.
That's Greg Goodness.
I'm Jack Waz.
It's Jack Waz. I'm John Barrett.
That's John Barrett.
Thank you.
I'm Chevonne Hughes.
That's Chevonne Hughes over there. How's it going?
Good.
So, what do we?
Well, I think the most obvious point of this episode, which we've never seen in any Wilfred episode before, is Jenna versus Amanda, and actually sort of coming together for the first time.
That's right.
Yeah, they really do. It's the first time we've had Jenna back in weeks.
Yeah, it's been a
And
while.
what a great way to see her back on the screen is to have it right off the bat, the remix, the club remix.
The club remix of
Squishy
Squishy
boots.
Tits.
Squish, squish. Oh, yeah, my boots are squishy. Yeah.
It was a
That's
pretty
pretty much
well done and well produced.
I'm trying to. Was that
track.
from the last episode of last season?
Yes.
yeah.
What was the I'm sorry if you could remind me.
She was
and people
tripping
don't-
balls.
She was tripping.
lollipop or the
Yeah, she
Tootsie Roll,
had
right?
some candy that was laced with marijuana.
Which is an illegal drug.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Thank
it
you,
is a
city
gateway
of,
drug.
Thank you, City of Los Angeles. Fiorgosa, you wife-swapping bastard.
So they have that as her introduction, just in case we forget where we left off with Jenna, because it's been so long.
Right.
And who should come running up but Amanda? And right off the bat, Ryan, a little too close, a little too nudgy,
A little too
arm
arm around.
all about
Yeah.
this with Jenna.
I mean, it's the classic blonde versus brunette debate. Which one do you
Betty
go
or
with?
Veronica.
Exactly. Which
Betty
one's
or
the
Veronica.
cute one?
Fun fact about that: ultimately went with Betty in official Archie universe.
That's
Really?
true.
Yeah, that was an
Really?
official announcement like about a year back.
Excellent. I'm
But
curious.
who's gonna win out in this argument?
Who would you guys choose?
Between the two
Yeah,
girls
between
here?
Jenna and Amanda.
Amanda.
Amanda, a million
Yeah,
times
hands
over
down.
Amanda.
Amanda.
Yeah. Have to agree.
Amanda.
Just because she's not quite so heartbreaking as Jenna. Also, she's engaged.
True.
So who else?
Do you
Well,
think-
what else would
no,
you do?
I honestly think the show is going to go away from Jenna's romantic character. I think they realize that
She's
her
boring.
and Fiona Goodman and Elijah Wood don't have as much chemistry together as Alison Mack and Elijah Wood do. And I honestly think they're going to make her more of a friend character.
But in this episode, we're seeing that kind of come to a head, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because, listen, it takes two to get all nudgy and close together.
That's right.
And Jenna was being awfully nudgy and close together on that beat.
But she's always sending signals, and she's just a very
But
flirtatious
that's
person.
the thing. She always is.
She's a
Yeah.
tease.
She must
She's
be.
a tease.
She must be a
Harlot?
shit, Scorpio. Which one is it? What is it?
Pisces.
Jezebel.
No.
I don't know.
Pisces?
Whatever.
Lot's
yes,
wife.
a sex thing.
the long lost
Cain.
Jezebel.
That's it. That's it. Cain.
Yeah.
Do you
Cain's the
think-
one who bore the children, right? Of
Yeah.
Cain and Abel.
Do you think Amanda kind of falls in the category of this new thing that people are talking about, the manic pixie girl? pixie
That
dream girl
is
kind
like a
of thing?
15-year-old idea.
I know, but people are talking about it now. It's all over like the blogs and
What brought that back up?
Amanda.
Chanel being alive.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess Zoe Deschanel is big again, and that's
Yeah, I mean the first real manic pixie hipster dream girl's got to be what, Winona Ryder?
Hipster?
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I remember that. This is completely off topic, but I remember that term being thrown around for
Annie Hall.
no, Natalie Portman for the
Oh
first time.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Can this pixie girl and this flirtatious Jezebel, did you
Jezebel.
call her, can they get along? Because they have it set up in the episode where, oh, okay, we're friends now. But that felt to me as still, listen, I'm
know-
no master of the female mind.
Maybe.
But Chevonne over here shaking her head. She's like, no, they're just like pretend. This is what I
They're-
think.
yeah.
They're just
are they
pretending.
frenemies?
They're frenemies.
total frenemies.
Oh
do you
yeah.
think and just I'm going down a limb here. Do you think that Ryan's going to wind up in a polyamorous relationship with both of them? And just
No,
No.
he's way
No,
too
no,
much
no.
of a puss.
Yeah,
for
I
that.
was just think I wasn't thinking pussy, but I was thinking something along the same lines. Yeah.
But yeah,
I
no.
don't think he's bold enough
There we go.
to make that work.
then Ryan's
Exactly.
a weak man.
Also, I really hope they don't. Because not to
Amanda's
get
a
too much
perfect
into my
girl.
own personal projects, but that would be bad for something that I'm working on right now.
Greg's
Greg
working-
is writing a fan fiction about Wilfred.
He's not
Yeah.
writing anything. Greg's
I'm-
trying to have a man-woman-woman three-way relationship.
I have,
That's his personal project.
and I always bring Jack out dressed up as a dog to make it happen.
Yeah,
always.
I do a lot of crotch sniffing.
Pictures? No.
That's going to
Anyone?
be interesting to see how this shapes up, though, because
Yeah.
this whole frenemy thing, I bought at the end that,
Yeah.
okay, they've reconciled, even though she had this issue with dogs, and
Right.
now they're, like, at least on speaking terms,
Right.
but I totally don't buy that
Well,
they're
the-
going to be all chummy.
The first impression, said it all. I mean, there was that just awkward moment of okay, whose territory does Ryan fall underneath?
Yeah.
And once that is sparked, it's really hard to snuff out. So there's always going to be a little underlying snarkiness
You know,
to any interaction between them.
going back to the whole doesn't like dog things. The story that Amanda tells was fantastic. Finding her grandfather.
Debatable.
So dark.
It's so dark,
But we were laughing.
The reason I like that, it reminds me so much of the movie Gremlins. Joe Dante,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
a master of really dark, effed up comedy, has this whole monologue that he has one of his characters say about how
Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe Cates says that she found her father dressed up as Santa and went down the chimney but got stuck, and they found him 4 weeks later, and that's how she learned there was no Santa Claus. And that whole thing about the dog eating her grandfather reminded me of that. It's one of my favorite movies, so I really like that.
Yeah. That was a good, funny moment.
Speaking Gremlins, have you ever wished you could purchase Gremlins?
On DVD.
Or an actual.
Or an actual gremlin, which
Yeah.
they might sell on
They
Amazon.
they sell
midnight.
Mogwai on Amazon.
So, you heard of this Amazon crap? You want to buy stuff,
Yeah, it's this
Nice.
it's this
Nice.
rainforest that also has T-shirts.
and you can buy the T-shirts from the rainforest
Or
And-
the sharper image?
or the website Amazon.com. The thing with that is sometimes you have to type stuff, and you don't want to type stuff.
Typing's for suckers.
Exactly. But you're on the AfterBuzz TV website probably half of your life, right? I mean,
have to be.
Yeah, I mean
you
it's
gotta be.
AfterBuzz and YouPorn for me.
Thank you, Jack, for that horrible image that will never leave my brain.
John, just hearing your voice just gets me going.
I know it does. I know how you work. AfterBuzzTV.com has these little banner ads for Amazon. Click on that. You don't have to type anything. You just go about, shop like you normally would, and then, bam, they give us a little bit. They give us some.
They give us a cut of your thing.
And they don't charge you anymore for it or anything.
It's like the Mafia.
That's exactly like the Mafia. So you want to keep listening to us talk about stuff? Then
go to our website.
We are making you an offer you can't refuse. Click on that Amazon.com banner ad. Do your shopping.
Nice.
Give us some money.
It's a mafia that helps us keep the lights on.
That's right.
Like the real Mafia.
Right. They're protecting us from all the other website mafias in the neighborhood.
That's right.
So another major development in this episode is something that I don't think we've seen at all. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but this was by far the most awkward episode of Wilfred.
It's
one
always
of those,
is at the dinner party.
It's
no
always
matter what
a
episode,
dinner party.
No matter what show, it's always the dinner party.
Whenever you think of the quintessential awkward interaction, it's always at a dinner party where people are trying to be polite and they can't escape. And we've again, correct me if I'm wrong, we've never seen that sort of approach on Wilfred. It's always very far-fetched, very...
Except for, I'd argue the episode where Ryan's having the dreams, they make that great Fatty Arbuckle joke. That was along the lines of the same amount. It wasn't the same situation, but it was the same amount of very just dark, awkward, just soul-crushing humor.
Yeah. That was really far removed from reality, though.
True.
And this was so as reality-based as a talking dog and his alcoholic stuffed bear can be.
Bear.
It was really grounded, really, I almost want to say gritty, if that's not too weird.
Yeah, this was the Wire of Wilfred episode.
Cringeworthy moments all around. I got to give Amanda credit, though, for staying. I would have left halfway through.
When I was watching, I was just thinking Wilfred coming the entire time.
Yeah, you were like, oh, it's gonna turn out that Wilfred's like a great gay role model, except that he's a gangster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know The Wire. I'm cool.
Do you think that this is a trend that we're gonna see repeated over and over again? Because, like I said, other than Jack pointed out the notable exception of the previous Dream episode, this is kind of a stark departure from the usual what have you of the series. I can't see this going on. I can't see this being repeated.
I don't think this awkward comedy of manners has much place in Wilfred. I mean, it was great for a one-off episode, but I don't see it continuing on.
It doesn't really fit with Wilfred as a character. Again, I totally agree with you. It worked for this episode. I really enjoyed it. But seeing this prolonged throughout the series, I think might be...
Yeah, it would be a little...
harsh on the audience.
It'd be a little much.
Yeah.
Bit much. Just a bit.
Although, I do have to say, I like Wilfred acting really reserved at the beginning, and everything is now, we've moved from a projection onto Wilfred to
a projection
onto a projection, where now Wilfred is so insane that he thinks
that was a thing that came up, that was my thought watching this whole episode, is like, now we're down the rabbit hole. His schizophrenic imagination is also schizophrenic.
Oh, goodness. Bear throwing a bottle at Ryan's head.
Bear's
not
butt
only,
eye.
Not only is his the like personification, if you will, of his schizophrenia now schizophrenic, but the projection that his schizophrenic projection is projecting is an alcoholic. Like, we are down the rabbit hole of mental health problems.
Who is projecting onto a paper swan.
That's right.
We've just reached the fifth
big
dream.
Psychosis this whole season.
I say, as well into Ryan's toilet.
Yeah.
Bear's projecting heavily into Ryan's toilet.
That was funny. That was a
Props.
funny
I really hope that was, as much as I love the writing team, I hope that was just one, like, prop guy's
like
moment
set
to shine.
Where he's like, well, guys, I got this.
Wouldn't it be funny? Because I assume he talked with a thick New York accent.
Because all the props
would it be funny?
Yo, guys, wouldn't it be funny if we had this bear? I don't know what this bear's doing, but why don't we put him face down in the toilet? Turlet. Probably said turlet, too. Which is weird, because that's not a thing that people from New York said. But
is he scruffy?
Is he scruffy?
They all are.
Scruffy from Futurama.
Scruffy from Futurama?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Turlet.
Also Scruffy.
Also,
Yeah, that's what I
because
thought you meant. Yeah.
all prop designers need to have beards.
I wasn't sure if you meant Scruffy like that or the character Scruffy.
I meant from Futurama. But back to Bear.
Back to Bear.
Bear and Chris Klein is knocking it out of the park.
Whoa, hold
Drew.
on a second, Jack.
Am I overstepping my bounds?
You have over
Yeah, you are.
downs a little
because, have you heard of this this company called Apple?
No.
They make stuff.
Oh, like Zunes?
Like Zunes, yeah.
Okay, so
but
they
not
make a digital.
Zunes.
So they make stuff like Bing and Zunes and Surface, but
right, but different.
Okay,
It's different than those.
so they make something like the
And
Xbox.
they have
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
They have
Have
this thing, yeah.
a
it's called-
service,
it's
yes?
It's yeah.
in which you can exchange money for goods.
I
and
believe.
Oh, like
something
Zune.
to do with the capitalist
Yeah.
system.
Yeah,
It-
no,
it-
I think you mean Zune Store.
It's like Zune Store, but different.
Really?
Wait, I think I've heard of that.
I think it's called Itune.
I think you should probably get to the point, John, because you're
On
starting
this-
to lose me here.
On this,
Right.
in this like weird fake store, they have a podcast section.
Oh,
now,
do they now?
you out there,
Podcast? Is that like a Zunecast?
yeah, it's like a Zoomcast.
Okay.
Apple right at this
You
moment
out
is
there,
killing
I'm pointing at you now, love podcasts apparently, because you're dealing with us for this one.
For whatever reason.
So why don't you go on into the iTunes Store's podcast section? You can find our stuff there, and you can rate on it and comment. Just tell us what you think.
And
Tell
subscribe.
us and subscribe.
Absolutely subscribe.
Absolutely. Tell us what you think about us. Say mean again, Jack. Has anyone come up with something really mean yet?
I haven't checked, but I'm gonna push it another week.
Yeah.
Whoever says the meanest thing possible about me this week gets 5 stickers of one of the talent from my Discovery Channel show Final Offer, along with a DVD copy of Patriot Games in a Clear and Present Danger DVD case, and
And
a Lego figurine of my choice.
guys,
Huh.
guys, that's
your
a,
choice.
Will you be paying for the shipping and handling on that?
I will pay for shipping and handling
guys, that's a
Alright.
great,
to the,
Whoa!
to
great.
the continental U.S.
Whoa!
If you live outside the country, you should live in a better country.
Yeah, America. But you got that, guys? That's a good deal. So say something mean about Jack. We all do, but we don't. We're part of this show. It's sort
We
of.
can't do it anonymously. Is what we're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
So-
John's been being mean to me since 2006. It's
Yeah.
no big deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's cried himself to sleep several nights because.
I
of it.
have. I'm going to cry
So-
myself to sleep tonight.
Get on it. Anyway, Jack, you were saying.
As I was saying before I was so a-holishly interrupted, was that
See ya.
Drew is really coming into himself as a character this season. And he's... I mean, Chris Klein, I've never seen him do anything good before. but he-
American Pie 3 Electric Boogaloo.
He was great. He was actually great in United States of Leland as well.
Oh, yeah.
No one's seen that movie. Although,
It's
actually, no,
great.
he was pretty good in Election. I'll give him that.
Erection.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you
That
go.
was his first movie.
But since Election, it's been all Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li's, and whatever else
Muppets.
god-awful piece of garbage he's wanted to be in.
Mhm.
And now he's on Wilfred. He's doing pretty good.
This really fits him. I
Yeah.
think this is one of his better roles.
Pulled his ass out of rehab, and
Yeah.
he's on
And
a hit
here's-
TV show.
Here's the thing: is that I think he's actually bringing a lot to this character, which initially it didn't start off that way. I think that we came into to this character as he was sort of shallow. Not in obviously his actual character is shallow, but it wasn't really well fleshed out. He was sort of a placeholder in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. This episode especially, it felt like he belonged here. Like he was part
It
of
does.
this script. He's part of this
Yeah,
environment.
he's very present, and he's gone from a lot like Andy on Parks and Rec. He's gone from just being a dick as his character to, oh, he's actually just kind of a goofy guy that doesn't mean the terrible things that he does and says.
Right. And I think that's playing off really well for the relationship between Ryan and Jenna as well, because all of a sudden it's not this clear-cut case of like, oh, well, just ditch this jerk and get with Ryan.
Get with
Yeah,
this
he's
Right.
actually
Get
kind of
with this
likable
less
now.
of a jerk.
Yeah, get with the schizophrenic guy.
Yeah.
There's 5 different levels of
Oh,
schizophrenia.
Ooh, this guy uses bad analogies and makes crappy beer. Get with the schizophrenic. There's the real winner.
Speaking of Drew, we were talking about this a little bit earlier before we came on the show, but one of my just favorite moments maybe of the series so far was Wilfred's story about the other dog, about him and Lady, or was it Rex and Lady, until Wilfred admits that he killed Lady and buried her under the porch, and then how it's played off later by Drew.
That
yeah.
That was such a great delivery,
The little
too.
callback
Just
to
so
it.
completely oblivious.
She's such a great
Poor
dog, but then she
lady.
ran away one day.
I miss her. And again, that's getting back to the thing of where he's not just a total, buff jerk anymore. Now he's this poor, stupid
Who lost Lady.
idiot who
He's
doesn't know where his dog went, man. He just misses her and wants her back. Basically, what I'm trying to get across here is that Drew has gone from a character where, like I said earlier, he's just been there and he's been in the background. To now, I'm like, now I want to see more Drew, which is something that I would not have normally said in prior episodes. Bring back Drew. Get more Drew in there. Have more interaction with
Yeah.
Drew.
I like
Yeah, he's
Drew more than
absolutely fun.
Jenna now. I think
Yeah.
Jenna is just so boring.
The thing, they've really struggled to define her as a character.
Yeah.
Especially now that they brought on Amanda. Amanda is really fun and interesting, and she's a fun.
And likes sex.
Yeah, she's a fun, quirky. She's a
In the
fun,
bathroom.
quirky girl character. But yeah, Jenna is just like, yeah, there's not much there.
Right.
But I think
Nice
that's what
boobs,
they're to
Nice boobs.
very.
Nice boobs.
But to
Squishy
go
boobs.
back to what we were talking about earlier, I think that they're sort of setting that up where we're going to see a different side of Jenna that maybe we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
With this interaction now between the friends and everything, sort of, I feel like a lot of pieces are coming into place now.
You know what
for
I
the
want to see though?
season.
I want to see the episode where they do go to the day spa, and it's just Jenna and Amanda being naked, hanging
they
out
have
at a day spa in K-Town.
And they have a an oil fight.
Yeah,
on
they have
the
a lesbian
campus
tickle fight.
floor, and
Yeah.
I think.
Have you ever been in one of
A
those
makeout
spas?
fight. What?
What?
Have
Oh,
you been in one of those spas?
I thought you were asking if Jack had ever been in a lesbian tickle fight.
Siobhan,
Wow.
And the answer to that is
I
yes.
say, Siobhan,
In
to answer
his
your
dreams
question.
every night.
Yes, so many tickle fights.
And that's all it is, just tickling.
Lesbians love to have tickle fights with me.
You're like a giant teddy bear.
Exactly, a giant
You're their bear.
misogynistic teddy
Aw.
bear.
Their alcoholic
Alcoholic
teddy
bear.
bear.
Sensitive.
I'm like Ted,
lovable.
but not as
Oh,
charming, and I don't make as
jeez.
much money.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted.
Yet.
So, guys,
Yeah.
I'm
move on?
starting to think that it's been a while since we've heard from a certain trucker, a certain guy who
And-
shouts out on his CB radio
an
every now
ice
and again.
road trucker, if you will.
No,
No, I
not
He's
won't.
too
that.
busy with
Hey
the lot
there,
lizard.
good buddies.
Uh-oh.
Handles Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows. Like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out, give them a holler, and tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
XOXO Woolly Bear.
You know, last time I told someone that Woolly Bear sent me, I had to go to a very special prison and talk to some very special correctional officers.
I bet you did. What?
I had to show where on the Transformers toy they touched me.
He wound up in a Turkish prison
Yeah.
riding the Midnight Express.
Yeah. Woolly Bear sent him to deal hash in Turkey.
In Turkey. And I
Locked up
got
abroad.
stuffed.
Full of hash.
Right.
Yeah,
hash.
yeah, hash.
Yeah.
You're not any other kind of.
No, we're not talking
XO
about
Woolly
anything
Bear.
else.
XO.
XO.
The
XO.
end.
So,
So for our special segment tonight, FX has been doing really, really interesting things in the world of comedy. I mean,
Yeah.
FX, I mean, they're responsible for Wilfred, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Archer,
Louis,
The League,
anger management.
yeah, Anger Management, which is a hit.
Brand
Brand
X,
X.
which they've rolled out.
I mean, really in the past well, ever since Sunny premiered, FX has really, really tried to rebrand themselves as a
Not as the place where you can see Phone Booth 17 times a week.
exactly. Yeah, it used to be Phone Booth and Married with Children reruns,
Yeah.
and they've done a really admirable job of being able to turn themselves into another alternative comedy network. Well, also, I mean, for those of you out there listening to us, check out some of the FX's other shows. Check out Justified. Check out Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, Sons of
They're
Anarchy.
doing
Love it.
really just interesting and awesome things with TV that
Yeah.
a lot of networks aren't taking risks
Yeah.
on.
And Wilfred, I think, was definitely what maybe got started with It's Always Sunny. I think this was sort of the final placeholder before they've made a huge push as of late, making that sort of ulterior branded comedy.
Alternative branded comedy, yeah.
Such as Brand X and Anger Management. And I think that this show was really cementing its position because there
it
was
really
a little
this,
bit of
this show. They were able to get a honest to god movie star to do a show with an Australian guy who did a series that ran like 12 episodes in Australia, and they took a huge creative risk with it, and it's really paid off. I mean, now they have Louis C.K.
Well, Louis
writing
was
and-
Louis was
Well, it's contemporary to this.
no Louis in its 3rd season now.
I thought Louis started running with Wilfred.
No,
No.
Louis
No,
started
what was
running
that?
a year before. About it was the season after Archer. So
But even if
Yeah.
you want to take Louis as an example, okay, I think Louis was kind of going off of that track.
absolutely.
And this was getting them back onto, I think this, if you wanted to say, if you had to pick what's the comedic voice of FX, okay, as a whole, I think this is probably one of the shows that best represents that.
I think in terms of like representing the median of the. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
it's
that's
a very.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
is-
No,
Yeah, because this is both aggressively weird and yet is mainstream enough to appeal
Yeah.
to people.
'Cause-
And there's aggressively weird stuff, and there's super mainstream
Yeah.
comedies on FX.
Because I mean, what you've got, I would say, Sunny is more mainstream on the more mainstream end.
Yeah, it's a little broader.
Yeah. And then you've
It's
got
also
Louis.
a lot dirtier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you've got Louis, which is basically like a half-hour
show.
short film every week, which I mean I love.
Yeah,
But it's
we could
definitely
suck
not
his
everyone's
dick all
cup of
day,
tea.
but yeah.
And then you've got Archer, which is sort of, I mean, is
I think that
obviously.
also falls into this wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Very squarely next
Yeah.
to Wilfred.
I think Archer and Wilfred, for incredibly different reasons, represent that the sort of center of the comedic universe in which FX sits.
Absolutely. So FX, good job on making yourselves better than Comedy Central and at times Adult Swim.
It's just interesting to think of where Wilfred falls in all this and where it's humble beginnings and where it's at now.
Exactly. And with that, we go to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I liked where you were harmonizing at the start. You jumped the gun on saying predictions.
I know I did. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
We got to time that out better next
Really
time, where
do.
we all say it together.
Practice.
I know.
Practice. What have I told you?
All right, predict something. Go.
I predict that Amanda and Ryan are gonna start. They're gonna have a big episode where they try to figure out their sexual.
Weirdo-ness.
Yeah. And
Where they come to sexual congress.
they're gonna make like a big thing about it just because Ryan did say he hadn't had a relationship in like 2 years or
Yeah.
something.
But they've been dating for 2 months. Don't you think they've already been banging?
They
I-
haven't addressed
I
it
don't
yet.
know.
I'm
feel like they
willing
would.
to bet they haven't.
Maybe the sex isn't good, and that's what the episode.
He
is
doesn't
gonna
look
be
like
about.
he has that much prowess. I'm gonna be honest.
Also-
Whoa.
I'm just
Whoa.
saying.
He looks.
I'm just saying.
He does look like he has a tiny little wiener.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like it looks like even if he had a big wiener, he wouldn't know what to do with it.
True. He'd probably talk to his wiener too.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
your prediction?
Yeah. Well, I predict that Jason Gann will make a cameo as Ryan's penis.
That's a good one.
Good
Oh
prediction.
my God, a little
I could have that.
schizophrenic,
A
like
little schizophrenic
projection
dick just popping
on the
out.
dick. Okay.
God, horrifying. My prediction's far less extravagant and graphic. I just think we're really going to see this Jenna and Amanda
Lesbian
thing come
tickle
to
fight?
an end. No, I don't think it's going to result in that. I think what
I
it's going to
hope it
come
does.
to is we're going to get to that extreme frenemy place, and I think that's going to be the culmination
Yeah.
of the season now.
Yeah.
Is that's the direction it's going.
I think Ryan's gonna choose Jenna. I think he's gonna mess up and choose Jenna.
Never choose the blonde.
Anyway, folks, that's our show. Guys, tell them where to find you.
At Chevonne_Hughes or ChevonneHughes.com.
I'm at Generic Maverick at Twitter.com.
I'm at Jack Waz on Twitter.
At J. Dugan Barrett. Also, you can see me hosting the South Park Classic AfterBuzz thingamajigger on Wednesday nights. Cool beans, guys. So, on behalf of all of my lovely co-hosts, I want to thank you for watching and remind you to tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.